Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. Have you ever had someone in life, they come to you and they whatever the conversation is, they're there and they it's kind of like that. They dump it on you and they walk away saying, "Oh, thank you so much. I feel amazing." And you're thinking, "Holy shit, I feel so drained." It's like some people have the ability to just suck the life out of us. They really do. And they're going like, "Yeah, I feel great." And I go, "Well, I don't feel great." And when I first studied to be a naturopath and started in clinic, you're dealing with people who are, sick and worried about what they're doing with their health. And I found myself getting drained day in, day out. And I went, I can't continue as a practitioner because it's just, I'm exhausted. I was emotionally exhausted from them just, and they weren't doing it in a bad way. They were just, like releasing all of their stuff onto me, and I didn't know how to protect myself. You may not be in clinic as a practitioner like I was, but I needed to learn the lesson. And it's not even a lesson, it's how to protect your energy. But in day-to-day life, it might be friends, it might be family, that there's people around us who we let take our energy. We do. And the first thing I want to say is that they can be good intentional people. They can be good people, but they've learned how to deal with life and how to get attention and stuff from their environment. And environment is stronger than willpower. So whether it's family and friends that are around you, they can be unaware that they suck you dry. And we're responsible for how we show up in the world. We're responsible for how we deal with things. So I totally live by the belief that I'm 100% responsible for everything in my life and not in my life. That's it. So if I choose to have someone who has the ability to be an energy sucker for me in my life, like I did in clinic days, I'm responsible, not me saying to them, "Hey, stop sucking my energy." I'm the one who's responsible to create strategies in my life to protect my energy. And that's what I want to talk about here. It's pretty simple, pretty bottom line, but these are the ways I've integrated some simple practices in to help protect my energy. So the strategies I've used are, first one is, if you can cut them out of your life, do it. But if you can't, that's okay. Make peace with it. What I know is that what we think about, we bring about. And I've talked about it on lots of podcasts in the past. So what we think about, we bring about. So if I'm meeting up with someone who in the past has drained my energy, one of my favorite sayings in life is that nothing from the past has to influence your future unless you let it. So in the past, they may have been someone who was draining my energy. How I show up in that position can help determine whether I let them take my energy again. All right. So what I know is that if I go into meeting them expecting them to take my energy, they bloody will. But if I go in there with a sense of myself to look after myself and not expecting them to do it, I promise I can deal with it way different. So it's all about setting boundaries. Now, if there really is someone who's just a master at sucking energy and I'm going to be catching up with them, or I'm getting on a telephone call with them, I'll kind of preface it before I even get going. So say I'm going to meet up with someone who has the ability in the past to take my energy. I might just say, "Hey, really looking to catch up on Wednesday. I'll have an hour to catch up. I really can't wait. It's going to be a really cool time." So I'm saying straight up, I've only got an hour. If I think I can keep myself intact for an hour, I've set that up from the start. Or if I'm on a business call or a call with family or friends or something, and I know that that person has the ability to take my energy in the past, I'll say, "Hey, really looking forward to being on the call." When I get on the call, I go, "Hey, so good to catch up. I've got half an hour till my next call. Really looking forward to chatting. How's things going?" And so I preface it from the start. I'm setting a boundary right from the start. Now that's worked for me. Was it a work in progress for a long time? Yeah, totally. But it's worked for me. The difference is to be consistent in it. It's a new learned behavior. Doing it works, but you've got to be consistent. So each time you see them, you'll do it, and then you're teaching them how to treat you. Cool. You want to learn the difference between venting and dumping. People can just vent. I'm cool with people venting. I'm all about getting emotions out of our body, sharing what needs to, all that kind of stuff. But there's a difference. If someone, it's kind of like that when we were kids, the time that we got attention the most, which is a bit sad, was when we were sick or, down. That was when the parents or, family would come around and say, oh, yeah, okay, and give you some extra love. So there's a real learned behavior in people that when they need attention, instead of, being able to share what's really going on for them, they'll chuck a poor me and get attention that way. And when they do that, that's like dumping, and that will take your energy. So again, notice people and how they show up, because if we keep playing down to that, we keep them down. We don't allow them to rise up and heal through that stuff. So set boundaries. Like I said, time boundary has been the easiest thing for me to control. Another one's gossip. I find gossiping really sucks the life out of me. It really does. And so if I'm around someone and they start gossiping about someone else, 9 times out of 10, I'll consciously notice and I'll go, hey, I actually just choose not to have this conversation. If you think that way, you need to have that conversation with that person. Or have you had that conversation with that person? I just choose not to do that. And I shut it down, not in a nasty way. I share it just like from my heart, like not doing it. I just don't want to play that game. I choose to respect myself, to not get into those conversations, and to very much keep my peace. Cool. The other thing we want to do is we don't want to feed the monster. If there's someone, that's how one of my mentors puts it, and it makes sense. If you've got someone who's overreacting and taking your energy, if we get into an exchange with them, we can end up feeding that monster, and it grows and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I honestly, when it's like I pick my battles, if anything's going on down in life, I'll think to myself, what impact it, I'm just thinking, and I can do it. It's a practice now because I've done it lots of times. What is the impact that this conversation or being in the presence of this person, what's the impact that it's having on me? And if it's not feeding my energy, I choose if I need to set a boundary. And the easiest boundary for me to do is to not feed the conversation that's taking the conversation down in an energy-sucking negative way. Don't feed it. Redirect the conversation back to a positive. Doesn't matter what anyone says to me that's negative. I swear I can swing it around and find a positive spin on it right now. I just can. It's something I've taught myself to do. I'll always look for the good. I'll always look for the positive, because I know the difference in my energy if I do that. So that's one strategy. Another strategy is in the aromatherapy world. So I am an aromatherapist, and there's 2 essential oils that I've used throughout my life endlessly, like for so long. I don't need them as much nowadays, but they're still part of my life. And they are sandalwood, whether the Australian sandalwood or the Indian sandalwood, either one, they both show up the same way. Sandalwood essential oil emotionally helps to protect the feminine aspects of your aura, that feminine, caring, nurturing energy of you. Sandalwood helps to shore that up. And then we've got frankincense. Frankincense is like that Xena warrior woman. It's just protective in general of your energy. And so in my early days in clinic, and I realized that I was just getting the life sucked out of me, I started wearing a combination of sandalwood and frankincense oil over my heart chakra and over my crown chakra, not my crown, my third eye chakra every day. And I found it really protected me well. It was just, I can take on the energetics of the oils to help support a positive practice that I'm bringing into my life. The other thing is that your memories are locked into your sense of smell. So I trained my body that when I smell those oils, I feel strong. I set boundaries better. I don't take on other people's shit. So that's a way that you can use aromatherapy if you're someone like me who likes everything that's smelly. So the bottom line for all this is that it's not all about them. It's not like blaming them, saying they're energy suckers. We're responsible in that we're allowing it to happen. We are. There's a lesson and a gift in this for us. if you've got someone like that in their life. So we're responsible. We get to choose to set the boundaries to have our body and our life work for us instead of against us. So maybe, tap into a couple of these strategies and see what works for you, because it's really worth looking after yourself and not letting people take your energy. So the healthy life hacks I leave you with today are: 1, identify and eliminate the source if you can. So if there is an energy sucker person, and if you can eliminate, not spend as much time with them, fantastic. Or set up your strategy. Have a look at the strategies and see which one works for you to be able to deal with them without getting your energy sucked. Healthy life hack number 2 is to get yourself some sandalwood and frankincense essential oil and use it in preparation. I'm all about living from a place of prevention. If I know I'm going into a circumstance where my energy can get sucked, I use the oil. In the early days, I used it as a daily ritual. Nowadays, I only use it as I need it, because I've been living this way for 30 odd years. So if you want to give these a go, you want to go and check out the show notes, head over to healthylifehacks.com.au and you'll find the show notes there. But yeah, look after your energy, guys. You don't have to wait to get the life sucked out of you. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcast to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from, so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.